May is going to be the month of complete change and transformation, because there's going to be a lot of heavy planetary activity by three of the most impactful planets. In this video, I'm going to review all the planetary news for May and also make the predictions for each rising sign for the month of May. Hello everybody, I'm Tina Chaudhary. Welcome to my channel and a very, very warm namaste. Aham Brahmasmi. Before I even begin to start talking about me, let me apologize for not making any videos for the last couple of months. My family has undergone a very, very serious tragedy in the family, and I just needed to take a break to kind of get over it. I also considered not continuing with my YouTube video, but all of you sent me such beautiful messages. You were missing me. And I received a lot of messages and comments from my viewers. So thank you for that. And, after that, I decided I just needed to get back and start making my YouTube videos again. My heart is heavy with grief, but you know what? It's your love. It's the love of my subscribers that keeps me going. So here I am. I'm going to try to make my video. I know it's late for me to make the predictions for May, but I'm still going to do it. So here I am. Let's do some predictions for May. Let me do my favorite part, which is my birthday wishes for viewers that have birthdays in the next month. So a very, very happy birthday to all my viewers that have birthdays in the month of May. So may the divine bless you with lots of prosperity, success, happiness, love, and good health, not just this year, but forever and always. So all my viewers with May birthdays, have a wonderful and fun day on your birthday. Now this month, I'm also going to wish a very, very loving happy birthday to my very, very beautiful and stunning sister-in-law, Deepa Ratna, who has been my absolute best friend, my biggest supporter and a soul sister to me. So happy birthday, Deepa. Also, I can't let May go by without wishing all a very happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Love between children and mothers is not just for Mother's Day, but for every day of the year. So remember to give your children a hug and tell them you love them every chance you get. And if you're a kid, make sure you tell your mom how much you love her every single day and every chance you get, and make her feel special on Mother's Day for sure. Don't hold grudges. Make sure you tell her you love her. So finally, let's take a look at what's going on in the planetary skies for May. So first, Mercury, that has been debilitated in Pisces since February 27th, will transit to May 6th to Aries, and then very quickly transit out on May 23rd to Taurus. So yes, it has two very fast transits this month. On May 14th, the Sun makes its monthly transit and goes from being exalted in Aries and it moves to Taurus. So Sun always stays in each zodiac for 1 month. Then Venus, that has been exalted in Pisces for a very long time because it went through a retrograde phase for some time in Pisces as well. And now finally it will transit out of Pisces and into Aries, but only at the very end of the month on May 30th. So I'm just taking it to be Pisces the whole time. Mars will stay direct and also debilitated in Cancer in May. Mars has had the most challenging transit for several months in Cancer and then back to Gemini via retrograde, and then it came back in Cancer. And it has been the cause of all the extremely troubling impacts to the world and some of us, injuries, earthquakes, fiery air crashes as well. So I mentioned this in my Saturn transit video, so it's still going to be debilitated in Cancer for all of May. Now the last two transits I'm going to mention for May will be the most important as well as impactful. The first is going to be Jupiter. It will transit on May 14th from Taurus to Gemini. It has been in Taurus for almost 1 full year since May of last year. Jupiter is a slow-moving planet and it causes most of the very important events in our life. So this transit deserves its very own video, and I will make a separate video for just the Jupiter transit probably next week or so. So stay tuned for that. The other very important transit will be those of the nodes Rahu and Ketu. The nodes are not actual planets. They are, in fact, shadows of the moon. So there is no actual transit date that occurs. Hence, no actual transit date, but there are two transit dates that are considered by astrologers. So we'll consider the transit to occur between May 18th and May 29th. Now, I can honestly tell you in my experience that the impact of these two virtual planets starts to occur actually before these dates due to the highly impactful nature of these transits. I will also do another separate video of the Rahu and Ketu transit. After the Jupiter transit, I'll do one for the Rahu Ketu transit. I'm really delayed on all my videos, so I'm really sorry about that, and my apologies for that. The most important factor of the month of May is that the general energy is about lots of change and a general feeling of being in a state of flux. People may sense a lack of permanence and instability. There's nothing to worry about it if you feel unsettled, because all the planets are changing zodiacs. Well, the important planets are changing zodiacs, and that just means that you may sense this energy where the major planets are like moving and changing, and so you may feel a little unsettled, or you may be able to sense that energy. And so you may, and a lot of people are a little more sensitive than others to the energy of the environment. So some of you may feel like something's about to happen, or something, what is going to happen? If things are in a state of flux, or something's changing, or the energy is a little disturbed. And if you feel that way, it's nothing to worry about. It's just the fact that 3 of the most important planets, and these are the planets that give us the major events in our life, which is Jupiter, Rahu, and Ketu. 3 of the most important planets are moving to, let's just say, a new house. So it's like when a person moves to a new house, everything's in disarray. And so this is exactly what is happening in the planetary skies. So a lot of you may be able to sense that disturbance. And if you do, there's just really nothing to worry about. Things just settle down after a while. Also, a quick note that my predictions this month are maybe just a little quick or short, because I feel I'm going to do additional predictions on my Jupiter and the Rahu Ketu transit videos as well. So I didn't really want to duplicate a lot of the predictions. So make sure to watch those videos when I put those out. This is a good time to remind you that if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe. And if you like this video, then please share it with friends and family also. And also, if you subscribe, then when I put out my important videos of the Jupiter and Rahu Ketu transit, you'll be notified as soon as I put them out. Now I'm going to move on to predictions. Just remember that I'm a Vedic astrologer, so all these calculations are based on Vedic astrology, and my predictions are always based on your ascendant or rising sign, and Hindi it's called the Lagna. They're not based on the moon sign, or the sun sign. So make sure you listen to the right section. And also, I always have timestamps on my videos. So sometimes people say, well, you should put timestamps. Well, I always do that on my pinned comment for my videos. May prediction for Aries. Aries, your ascendant ruler Mars continues to be in a state of debilitation in the 4th house this month. Saturn is now in your 12th house, and that could give you some interesting outcomes over the course of the next 2.5 years. But the new transit of Rahu in your 11th house is considered a very positive one. So overall, this month can provide you a range of outcomes. The first half of the month appears to provide comparatively better results than the second half of the month. Now, regarding your career, you will now be impacted by Saturn in your 12th house. Saturn can provide beneficial as well as challenges in the 12th house. The 12th house represents things, places, and people that are considered foreign. Not necessarily a foreign country, but also some place that may be very different from yourself. For those who work overseas or with MNCs, they can see some very favorable outcomes. Those individuals that travel for work or those that work on a commission basis will also experience very positive results. This is a favorable phase for individuals in marketing, sales, communications, IT, social media, and writing professions. It could be a mediocre month for business owners. However, individuals that travel for business purposes, that can be a good chance of success as a result of their travels. Now, the first half of the month, the sun is your ascendant house, so you can be a little aggressive in your approach with everyone, especially in the workplace. So my guidance is to make sure you manage your behavior and anger, and especially ego, this month. Also, don't be impatient with others. Your ascendant ruler is debilitated, so there can be some frustration and rage issues within you. Please control that and stay calm. As far as finance is concerned, there are 2 planets in the 12th house of expenses and losses, both Saturn and Venus. This means that there could be some gains that are spent immediately. It also indicates that some savings are spent on expenses as well. Additionally, some of you might experience that there are expenses that get incurred before you have even received your income. So some of you may not totally be satisfied with your income or your financial gains this month because of this expense situation. However, the overall impact would be that you would save less this month and you will not experience any significant difficulties in your financial affairs. Your financial status will stay balanced overall. Although I could caution you about making new investments, since chances indicate more towards loss than gain. Now, this month your health may fluctuate. For most Aries, it would be minor annoying issues due to the changing weather, such as coughs and colds, or just a general feeling of weakness. People who already have heart or chest problems should take care of their health this month. Blood-related issues could also arise. However, with the sun being in the first house, it could help by giving you very good immunity. Let's take a look at the relationships this month. There can be positive outcomes for those in love relationships. However, don't do anything foolish and make sure you maintain your dignity. Otherwise, it could become visible and known to everyone. In terms of marital life and domestic happiness, there can be some mixed results. Although there's an excellent opportunity for harmony in relationships, there could also be some distancing with your partner due to work commitments. Now, relationships could also be impacted as a result of minor health issues. There is a possibility of disturbance within the household due to the position and aspect of debilitated Mars, which could also lead to some occasional arguments and conflicts. So as I mentioned, keep your ego and temper in check this month. Overall, relationships are quite favorable in the first half of the month, but Jupiter's transit in the 3rd house after mid-month can impact family relationships, which could lead to occasional disagreements. Relationships with siblings could become very unpredictable and with unexpected ups and downs, so it will be important for you to make an effort to keep those relationships harmonious. This month, there is a chance that household goods, particularly electrical or fire appliances, break down, and there could be expenses related to that as well. This month, you'll need to manage your attitude and ego and strengthen bonds with others. This month, just manage your own attitude and anger, and it should go well. May prediction for Taurus. Taurus, your ascendant ruler Venus is in the 11th house of gains and social life, along with your career lord Saturn. The sun will transit your ascendant house after mid-month, and at that time, Jupiter transits your 2nd house of finance and family. Rahu transits in your career 10th house, and Mars debilitates in your 3rd house. In general, the majority of planets are either assisting you or producing mediocre outcomes. Consequently, this month, you can expect better outcomes than average. As far as career and finance is concerned, it will be a rather favorable month. You can expect to do fairly well this month, whether you are employed or a business owner. It's advisable to take on responsibilities and some calculated risks as well. Use good wisdom or get good guidance and make professional moves, and there's a good chance of success this month. This could also be a profitable month for business owners. However, I'm advising you to avoid taking important business or financial decisions in the first week of the month due to Mercury being debilitated in the house of gains. There is possibility of travel for business in the middle of the month, and your goal should be to make money through current business relationships rather than risky adventures. However, the employed Taurus is going to enjoy a very good month, and those who want to make job changes or for those looking for new jobs, it is a positive month. However, my guidance is always try to stay where you are in your job as long as there are no issues. But if a change is absolutely necessary, then the first half of the month looks a little better and more promising. As far as finance is concerned, Taurus may be a little disappointed this month. Mars is debilitated and it rules your house of expenses, so there could be a possible reduction in revenue, especially for those that earn based on commissions. There's also a chance of increase in expenses due to family-related expenses. Even though Saturn is in your house of gains, it's typically known to give results at a slower pace. So continue to work hard because the financial gains will come for sure, even if they come just a little bit later. Also, as Rahu transits to the 10th house, it will offer benefits from a variety of sources if your work or situation permits you to make money via multiple sources. Taurus should not have to worry about finance due to all the new planetary transits that have been occurring. From a health standpoint, you may feel weaker or have lower immunity due to the position of Mars. Some of you might experience issues like colds, fevers, or heat strokes. Now, my guidance is to pay special attention to your diet because there is a chance of digestive issues occurring as well. The second half of the month may also give some people headaches, migraines, and irritations in the eyes, but nothing too big or to worry about, just small annoying issues. Love relationships will be positive this month, and even if there are small tiffs, you will make up with your partner easily, and there is good positive energy in your relationship. When Jupiter makes its transit to the second house, there could be minor issues in the married life for Taurus. Nothing really significant, and things will always tend to settle down as long as your relationship has a strong foundation. But my guidance is for those married Taurus that are already experience a shaky marriage. You need to do whatever you can to strengthen it and don't test it. Some of you may experience minor issues with your partner's health. Nothing to worry about, and there's no cause for concern. Just take care. As far as family relationships are concerned, there can be some conflict or there may be some distancing among family members for whatever reason. It could be due to a simple reason like travel for work or work overload as well, but the situation is likely to improve by the end of the month. Sibling relationships will be positive this month as well. However, my overall guidance is for you to watch your temper or ego and to avoid hurting feelings and not to get angry over minor issues. The sun in the first house has a tendency to make a person bossy or egoistic, so control those kinds of tendencies. And the month would be very positive one for Taurus. Mars is debilitated in the third house of communication, so make sure your communication isn't harsh or angry. That is my only guidance for Taurus. Otherwise, have a good month. Prediction for Gemini. Gemini, your ascendant ruler Mercury will be debilitated for a few days when the month starts, but moves out to the house of gains quickly and changes places twice this month, but it mostly stays in a favorable position, gives you success in several ways. In fact, the sun supports you extremely well also in the first half of the month in terms of financial benefits and support from your friends and professional group. The only challenge will be from a debilitated Mars in the house of family and savings, so there could be a range of outcomes, but I'm going to say the month is mostly favorable, especially the first half of the month. Speaking about your career, Jupiter is the ruler of your career, and that is going to have a transit this month and move into your own ascendant house, which indicates that for the next several months, Geminis will become very, very career focused starting in the second half of the month. Geminis begin working very hard in their career, and lots of them may even start thinking about getting additional education or acquiring new skill sets in order to advance or better themselves professionally. There couldn't be a better time to do this. Some Geminis could have new opportunities this month, and some may even get the recognition from seniors and maybe the promotion that they have been waiting for. The sun is in a very favorable position for you, so be on your best performance and behavior because you are being noticed this month. Just a word of caution, be cautious about errors and jealous coworkers in the first week. Don't worry if there are delays or minor obstacles. The month will usually work out well for you in the end. Business owners can expect profitable results as well. For all Geminis, it's important to maintain positive relationships in the workplace and keep your communication professional at all times. most essentially with women colleagues. As far as finance is concerned, income should be very good. However, because Mars is in a debilitated state, the chance of adding to your savings is not that high. Also, there may be a chance that you use up some of your savings on expenses like health or paying off debts. But as I mentioned, the prospects of earning looks rather good. So overall, it's sort of a mixed month, but rather than worrying about financial gains this month, Gemini should concentrate more on maintaining their accumulated savings and avoid wasting their money if possible. Let's take a look at your health for May. The only issue could be your eating habits. Now, some Geminis may have been obsessed or stubborn with unhealthy or fad diets or their eating habits since the last few months. This is due to a very disturbed and debilitated Mars in the second house of food for the last several months. The issue may now start impacting their overall health starting from the second half of the month and into the future months, and give them poor health and also some digestive issues. As Jupiter and Ketu make their transits in May, Gemini needs to take a serious look at their food choices and diet over the next few months because it will begin to impact their overall health. They must start making healthier and more balanced food choices if they want to avoid health issues in the future. As far as love relationships or married Geminis are concerned, the second half of the month is going to be rather romantic. In fact, this is the time when Geminis could even propose marriage, get engaged, or even married. For some married Geminis, this transit could perhaps even lessen or eliminate long-standing problems in your marriage. There's good news for the single Geminis. If you're looking for someone special, then it's a very good time to be out and about and socialize, and you may find that special person in your life. Some Geminis may find that person in the workplace as well this month. Overall, this month has the ability to progressively enhance marital life and romantic relationships. In terms of family relationships, be aware that there is the possibility of some friction within the extended family. There may be some disturbance among family members which could make things a little difficult at home. Relationships with siblings may also be unpredictable. My guidance regarding that is to manage your frustration, rage, and your expectations from others. Let others be the way they are and you stay out of everyone else's way this month. Overall, a good month. Just pay attention to your speech and anger issues with family members, which should be easy enough for you to manage for you to have an excellent month. May prediction for Cancer. Cancer, May seems to have favorable results for you due to the placement of the Sun and Venus. Finally, Saturn is out of your 8th house after 2.5 years of troubling you. So that is good news for you in the long term, as well as far as career and health is concerned. Although Jupiter will transit to your 8th house of expenses and isolations, so you can expect some mixed results for May. Speaking of your career, it's ruled by Mars, and that has been in a very difficult situation since the last few months and continues to be in a debilitated situation even in May. So the favorable results could be delayed just a little bit longer, but the first half of the month could also show you some favorable results in that you may have good visibility in the workplace and you may even get positive recognition in the workplace, especially from your seniors. If you are looking for a job, it's a positive month as well. Some Cancers may even have job or position changes. Now, my guidance for Cancer this month is to keep working diligently and avoid making decisions based on your emotional feelings. For some Cancers, there could be situations that develop in the second half of the month that make them want to change jobs. Just remember, don't make any emotional decisions. Think carefully and move forward very strategically. In fact, my suggestion is to just wait for another couple months or maybe even another month, and things should change very well for you. Business owners, expect your hard work to pay off now, and your business travels, if you do any, will be rather successful. For those involved in business with foreign countries or companies, your good luck starts now after the middle of the month. As far as finance is concerned, it can be a favorable month, especially the first half of the month, and luck is going to be on your side for sure. You can expect financial results in accordance with the amount of hard work you have done. Overall, this month may be better than the previous several months, and you may even be able to add to your savings this month. So you may see a significant strengthening of your financial position this month. Let's take a look at your health, because you can expect somewhat weaker results in that area this month, and that's all due to a debilitated Mars in your own ascendant house. This planetary placement could have been bothering Cancers for the last several months. Some of you may have a lower immunity, which means catching colds and coughs. In areas where it's hot, there's a chance of fever and heat stroke. There's also a chance of disturbed digestion, especially lower bowel issues or inflammation in the body. So it's important to maintain a very healthy diet, keep your immunity high. Also, you may be prone to injuries, etc. So drive carefully, work carefully in the kitchen and with tools. When it comes to your love life, there can be ups and downs, but the first half of the month is definitely better than the second half. Manage your reactions to what your partner is saying. Limit your communication and avoid anger, frustration, or harsh words. That horribly debilitated Mars in the first house is tending to give you repressed rage and frustration. So understand that you may be in that situation and don't react under its influence. Married Cancers, their married life and marital happiness could be average at best, perhaps sometimes even less than average, due to the same reason I mentioned above, which is the Mars issue. So it's very much in your control that your actions will determine the outcome this month of almost everything. My guidance is for you to value a relationship, be willing to make some compromises to maintain harmony. This can actually lead to rewarding results. It can be a very good month for you in terms of family relationships, and you may enjoy your relationships with siblings in the second half of the month as well. In fact, this month could generally have positive results in all areas related to domestic affairs, especially in the second half of the month. My guidance to Cancer is to watch your repressed frustration and anger because of the pesky Mars in the ascendant house. If you're able to control that terrible energy, this could be a rather good month for you. Main prediction for Leo. Leo, your ascendant ruler, the Sun, will start out in your house of luck and then transit to the career house in the middle of the month, which both are positive positions to be in. However, there are several planets in the very challenged 8th house and a debilitated Mars in the 12th house. So let's just say that this month can give you some mixed results. Let's take a look at your career. Leo may find that finishing projects or reaching goals may not be so easy this month. However, you can still achieve favorable results with diligence and patience, especially in the second half of the month. Even business owners will need to work harder and stay away from any risk taking. Instead, it would be a better idea to focus on improving the existing work and your expertise, and this approach is likely to yield profitable results. It's not a good time to try new and risky ideas in your business. All Leos need to understand that for the next 2.5 years, Saturn will be transiting in their 8th house, which is a challenging transit as far as career is concerned. It just means that hard work and patience are going to be the key words for you as far as career is concerned. Don't expect anything too quickly or too easily. In terms of finance, Mercury is the ruler of both your wealth houses. The first week is positive in terms of receiving unearned income such as insurance, inheritance, or large gifts. Financial results are better in the latter part of the month when it finally moves into the career house. However, the maximum financial results for Leo will be realized via the new transit of Jupiter mid-month. So overall, you can expect that this month is just average or status quo in terms of financial results. Let's take a look at health for Leos, which is going to be good, and you have nothing to worry about this month, and you will likely maintain positive health. Your ascendant ruler is strong and will boost your immunity. However, I will mention that since Ketu will start to transition into your second house of food this month, most Leos will start making significant changes in their diet and eating habits. I will speak more about this in my Rahu Ketu transit video, but don't be surprised if all of a sudden you become very diet or food conscious and start making lots of radical changes in how you eat and the things you eat. As far as love relationships in May are concerned, some Leos may find that they don't have enough time to spend on their partners due to their increased responsibilities with work matters. However, For those Leos that do make the time, love relationships will be rather positive and romantic. If single and looking for someone, then the chances of finding someone is rather high. There's an excellent chance of Leos getting engaged or married over the next several months. For married Leos, this is probably going to be an average month in terms of marital happiness. But after the second half of the month, Leos can expect to enjoy more pleasant and happier married life over the next few months. Relationships with family members will start to change as Ketu transits to the second house in late May. There could be a sense of separation or lack of closeness within the extended family members. My guidance is to watch your communication with everyone and make sure you don't say anything harsh or critical. Ketu tends to give this kind of a result, so be cautious with family relationships. Also, Mars is debilitated and it could lead to some issues in the domestic environment, but you can easily manage that with your own approach and behavior. So there's nothing to worry about because matters will be in your own hands and you can easily prevent any negative results. My only guidance for Leos this month is to manage their speech and communication with everyone, especially family members. It may tend to be aggressive and a little combative, and this could especially be damaging to family relationships. So watch what you say and how you say. May prediction for Virgo. Virgo, your ascendant ruler Mercury will have two very fast transits from the 7th, then 8th, and then to the 9th house this month. There are several planets moving in and out of the challenging houses, which are the 6th and the 8th, as well as the career house. This indicates a month with lots of different types of activity and also very mixed results. Neither too good nor too challenging. Let's take a look at your career in May. So for Virgo, their career is ruled by Mercury itself, and due to its volatile and debilitated nature in the beginning of the month, you will need to be a little cautious about any work-related issues and decisions, especially during the first week of the month. For most of the month, you will need to simply lay low and not rock the boat too much in the workplace either. Don't be demanding of your seniors and simply do what is expected of you. Avoid taking any risks in your profession this month. Now, this even applies to business owners. Business owners may find that any business trips are not as productive as they expected. Virgo should also not try to change their jobs this month. In fact, this month is for them to work diligently and not to be too distracted because there are chances of your work quality not being up to the mark or you making careless mistakes as well. This is the month to work hard on your own. Don't expect others to support you. Next month, things will change for you in a very positive manner. In terms of finance, also this month is one of ups and downs. Mars is debilitated in the 11th house of gains for you, so you may not be very satisfied with the anticipated profit from past investments. Although in the middle of the month, Jupiter's transit into the career house is rather favorable in terms of increase in income from your career, and it may also give you a chance to add to your savings this month. So it's going to be on you how you want to manage your money this month. However, making risky or new investments is not suggested this month. For business owners, it can be a profitable month as long as they don't make any new or risky investments. Overall, I would say that you could anticipate average or marginally improved financial results this month, and that will come from your career, not from investment. Now, health is something that you will need to pay attention to almost all month. Some Virgos can have digestive issues due to being very careless with their diet and food habits. Your immunity will also be low for most of the month, so take care of yourself this month. Especially do not overindulge in sweet or sugary foods or make poor choices with your food. As far as love relationships are concerned, handle them with care because there is chance of some friction developing. So be on your best behavior. The first half is a little better than the second half. Married Virgos can also expect some varying and perhaps interesting results this month. This just means that if you nurture and value a relationship, your married life will remain harmonious and balanced. In fact, some past issues can also be resolved now, and you will be able to prevent new issues from arising as well. Chances for Virgos to get engaged or married this month are rather strong. Relationships within the extended family will mostly remain status quo this month. However, my guidance is to watch your anger, attitude, and most importantly, your communication with everyone. Debilitated Mars has been aspecting your house of family and speech since the last few months, and it has been giving you a very quick temper and fiery speech. You will have a tendency to become upset over small matters, and this must be controlled, or you will permanently damage relationships. Overall, it's an okay month. However, controlling your temper and words must become top priority for you. Prediction for Libra. Libra, your ascendant ruler Venus is going to be exalted in your 6th house along with Saturn. There is debilitated Mars in the 10th house of career. So this month, it's all about how you handle your career and relationships at work. Overall, you will experience mixed results this month. Your career this month could have some fluctuations, and this means that the debilitated Mars may make Libra to act or make decisions on their feelings rather than pure facts. Watch out for having repressed frustration or emotions and letting your imagination run a little wild and resulting in rash decisions based on feelings rather than logic. This could have drastic results. Stay grounded and calm and stick to facts, especially when it comes to working with seniors and co-workers. Libras that travel or work outdoors need to exercise caution in doing their job. Stay safe, and you should also be alert and watchful while traveling. Nothing to be afraid, just stay cautious. Now, the first half of the month could be favorable, especially for business owners. In terms of financial matters, the first half of the month will be rather favorable, as I mentioned. However, the second half of the month could pose some challenges. And the challenge will be via debilitated Mars that will give you a tough time saving money, even if your income is adequate or decent. Also, be very cautious about making new investments or doing any new financial planning. In fact, it might be best to refrain from making any major new investments this month and delay it until a future month. In terms of health, since your ascendant ruler Venus is exalted in the 6th house of health, you will need to take care of your health for sure. Be watchful of your diet and food habits. Also, those Libras that may have had heart or blood related conditions in the past need to be a little extra cautious. Now, this is definitely not meant to scare you. It's just a word of advice to not take your health for granted and take care of it. Now, the good news for Libra is regarding love relationships. Jupiter will begin to impact the 5th house of love after its new transit in the second half of the month. Now, this will improve the harmony of romantic relationships. There is an excellent chance of getting engaged or married for Libras. Single Libra, if you're looking for love, this is your chance for the next few months. You need to be on the lookout because the chance of finding that special person are quite high now. For married Libras, the second half of the month is looking to be quite favorable and harmonious, so seize the moment to enjoy some happy times. My guidance for Libras is regarding maintaining harmony in your domestic environment and family matters. In particular, conversations in a state of anger or frustration may have negative consequences. Therefore, it's important to speak politely and with mutual respect anytime you are talking with family members. So domestic issues may be a little difficult this month, and the only way to get good results is to handle them wisely and carefully. Main prediction for Scorpio. Scorpio, your ascendant ruler Mars continues to be in a debilitated state in the 9th house of destiny, luck, dharma, teachers, and father. Venus is in an incredibly favorable position and will give you positive outcomes related to your love life, education, and children. However, Saturn has also transited to the same 5th house and may slow down these same significations. Hence, overall, you can anticipate a month with average results. However, you do have the ability to improve these results via your own actions. Your career is ruled by the Sun, and indications are that the first half of the month will have favorable results for you. However, the second half of the month, you will need to be a little cautious. This is the time you will need to manage your ego and tendency to be bossy with others in the workplace. The first half is also a positive time to be noticed by your seniors, and you may get favorable feedback from them regarding your performance. There's a good chance for a promotion if you have been waiting for one. All the hard work you do now will have beneficial results in the future, so don't hesitate to work extra hard and put in your very best. Business owners can expect profitable results this month. Make wise decisions and choices this month in the middle of the month, and they can prove to be fruitful. After the middle of the month, just be cautious about making new investments. Financially speaking, this month offers favorable results as well, and Scorpios might be able to reap some rewards for their hard work. Most Scorpios will be able to meet their goals during this time, which will help them in the future. Business owners can anticipate to make good profits during this period, and salaried individuals will continue to receive benefits in accordance with their hard work. There are good chances of adding to your savings this month as well. Overall, Scorpio can expect above average financial results in May. From a health perspective, you will need to take extra care of yourself. Some Scorpios may be troubled by headaches in the second half of the month. Also be extra cautious while driving or working with sharp tools and knives, because Scorpio is going to be just a little accident prone. No need to worry, just don't get too adventurous this month. Although the position of the Sun and Jupiter are protecting you with good immunity and any potential issues. Love relationships and relationships with children are going to be rather enjoyable this month. You may spend a lot of time enjoying your time in these areas. Your children may do well in their education as well. Married life for Scorpio should also be romantic and harmonious with nothing to worry about too much. However, the only issue I can advise you against in all relationships is to make time for them. You may be so involved in your career and work that you may neglect your relationships. There's also the possibility of a joyous or significant celebration this month as well. However, you also need to make sure that you manage your domestic matters harmoniously and without creating tension or anger. There are chances of some frustrating moments and possible conflict as well. Try to stay patient with everyone. However, I do have a word of caution regarding the domestic environment where you might experience some issues related to electrical appliances or devices to malfunction or cause problems. Take good care of your father's health and get his love and blessings to activate your luck this month. May prediction for Sagittarius. Sagittarius, your ascendant ruler Jupiter will have a transit this month from the 6th to the 7th house after one whole year. And this is a much better position for it. Venus will be exalted in your 4th house of domestic bliss and mental happiness, which is a favorable position as well. Rahu and Ketu are also going to have transits in the later part of the month, which may be somewhat interesting. So overall, this month could be considered to have some average results for Sagittarius. The ruler of your career house is Mercury, and that is going to have 2 very quick transits this month. So you can expect some ups and downs. And basically, I would say that it's the month to just let the time pass and don't do anything risky or new. My suggestion, lay low, do what is expected of you in the workplace, maintain positive relationships with your colleagues and seniors, and don't challenge authority. Don't make any job changes this month either. This will be the best approach this month. For business owners as well, it would not be wise to take significant business or trading risks this month, and definitely no risky investments this month. Although the second half of the month could be slightly better for financial results or earning respect, and you may even realize fairly good profits at that time. In relationship to finance, there should be nothing to worry about. There is no indication of losses or high expenses, so it could be considered an okay month. In fact, some Sagittarius might even have decent possibility of making good money this month. Efforts that they made in the past may reap some benefit this month. In terms of health, although there shouldn't be any significant problems for those Sagittarius that have had a prior health issue related to the heart or chest related problems, keep an eye on your health. Other than that, it seems to be status quo on health matters with nothing to worry about. I'm suggesting don't get worried or afraid of anything. I'm just putting that little caution out there, but you really shouldn't be scared. Let's take a look at love life this month. There can be some disagreements in relationships which could result in arguments or conflicts. So try your best to avoid these kinds of situations by controlling your own anger and frustration. Again, that pesky Mars is impacting that. For married Sagittarius, it will be necessary to manage your marriage with care, even though second half of the month is a lot better than the first half. Debilitated Mars is also aspecting the house of family and your own speech. So you need to handle your relationships, especially those with family members, rather carefully. Watch your tone and the words you say so that you don't offend others. Also, try not to be bossy and bring ego into any situation. Maintain a very positive relationship with your siblings and friends. Relationships with children should be harmonious and very pleasant this month, and you may actually spend lots of fun and enjoyable times with them. Overall, Sagittarius can have a positive month. My only guidance for them is to control their speech, communication, and anger. Me prediction for Capricorn. Capricorn, your ascendant ruler Saturn has transited into your third house, and it is also conjunct with an exalted Venus this month, which is going to be favorable for you. Later this month, Rahu transits to your third house and Ketu to your ninth house, which is considered very good placements for these planets. The challenge this month is from a debilitated Mars being in the seventh house of marriage and partnership. That will present some challenges in your relationships and in your communication and speech. This month, you might receive better than average results. Now, as far as career is concerned, you can expect to do well in your profession. It could be quite beneficial for those in professions that require travel or those that get paid on commission basis. It is also very beneficial for those that work in sales, marketing, AI, IT, communications, social media, as well as any Venus-related professions such as beauty, fashion, design, and glamour. This applies to business owners as well, and in fact, this month is good for making some significant business decisions as well. Those Capricorns looking to change jobs, this is a positive time for that. However, do that with careful thought and consideration and don't rush into any changes. Just make sure to keep your patience in check and don't clash with your superiors at work. Relationship with coworkers will be good and you may enjoy their support. The first half of the month you get good visibility, and the second half of the month you may get good news on your career. In terms of financial matters, the month may not be status quo. It's possible that the past efforts made this month might not produce immediate financial benefits. But don't lose heart, because the following months do show good prospects and your efforts will finally and eventually pay off. As Jupiter and Rahu make transits this month, the future months are going to be rather positive in terms of career as well as finance. Capricorn will likely have some travel this month, whether for work, education, or simply having fun. Health can be good this month, and you may enjoy good energy and vitality, especially in the second half of the month. Now, the only guidance I have is to control issues of anger and rage due to the challenging aspect of Mars, which could give you also occasional headaches. And as always, it's always a good idea to eat healthy to avoid digestive issues. Love relationships will be harmonious, as well as relationships with children in the first half of the month. Now, in the second half of the month, manage your ego and everything should stay positive. You may have lots of opportunities to go out, travel, and enjoy happy times together with the family. As for married life, the outcome could be slightly weaker this month, like I mentioned, because Mars is debilitated in the seventh house of marriage and partnerships. However, you should be able to control that as long as you can manage your anger or not be as bossy, and also manage your communication. Otherwise, you might be faced with conflicts or misunderstandings and challenges in the domestic environment or inside your home. Family relationships will be generally positive and happy, especially relationships with your siblings. Overall, Capricorn, it's a positive month. Just make sure you manage personal relationships and your communications very well this month. May prediction for Aquarius. Aquarius, your ascendant ruler Saturn has finally transited out of your own ascendant house and into the second house after 2.5 years, and it did that in March this year. And that is the biggest relief for Aquarius, finally. Also this month, Jupiter transits to the fifth house of happiness and love. Venus stays exalted in the house of family and finance. And now this is a lot of positive news for Aquarius, and they can expect some mostly positive results from May. Finally, Aquarius has had a tough last 2 years. They certainly deserve this good news. Let's take a look at the career for Aquarius, which is being ruled by Mars. And Mars has been debilitated in the sixth house. Usually Mars tends to give okay results in the sixth house. Hence, Aquarius will be able to work rather efficiently, even if they are faced with some challenges, which they will overcome easily. Now, the key is for them to be serious and be very hardworking towards their goals, and they will be able to achieve a lot. Employed Aquarius will have a very successful month. Now, my only guidance is to stay professional in your working and relationships with your coworkers. Don't get involved in arguments over issues due to your ego or stubbornness. As long as you work well with others, you could have a rather successful month. Even business owners need to adopt a similar approach and handle matters on their own rather than let others take charge, and the business can be quite profitable. Make sure you work hard and work well with your subordinates as well. So make sure you are putting in your own expertise and hard work into the business. Don't just delegate it off to others and walk away. As far as finance is concerned, this month seems to be very favorable as well. Business owners can have a profitable month, especially in the second half of the month after Jupiter has made its transit. All efforts that you put in now can give you positive results. Due to the new placement of Saturn, Aquarius now focuses on growing their savings and increasing their financial wealth. In fact, in certain instances, the financial outcomes could exceed expectations. It's possible that efforts made in the last couple of years that didn't produce outcomes at that time will now pay off finally. Overall, this month is quite advantageous financially, like I mentioned, and the second half may provide even better results due to the transit of Jupiter, as I've mentioned. Talking about your health, the concern is regarding your diet and eating habits. The presence of Saturn now being in the second house will impact your food choices over the next couple of years. You may develop a tendency to eat processed, salty, or fried foods, which may impact your digestive system. So make sure you eat a very well-balanced diet with fresh food as well. When Saturn was in your ascendant house for the last 2.5 years, you felt a certain lethargy. Well, that's going to be gone now, but you really do have to pay attention to what you eat. Some Aquarians could experience dental issues or mouth issues like mouth sores and stuff, but generally health is okay and you really have nothing to worry about in May. As far as love relationships are concerned, the second half of the month will be very harmonious and a pleasant time. This is also an excellent time for relationships with your children, and they're still getting educated, then they will get positive results as well. Single Aquarius could meet their special someone if they're looking for that. There is also the possibility of getting engaged this month. Married Aquarius can expect harmony in their marriage, and you can expect a happy, pleasant month in May. Relationships with extended family members could just be status quo. However, there could be a chance of family members to misunderstand one another. So make sure your communication is clear, concise, and definitely don't gossip with each other. That could create some misunderstandings. Sibling relationships will continue to be positive, and in fact, your siblings will be rather supportive of you as well. Overall, Aquarius, you're set to have a very happy month after a very long time. That is rather well deserved. So good luck and enjoy.
May prediction for Pisces.
Pisces, your ascendant ruler Jupiter is going to have a transit in the middle of the month, and as it transits from your third to your fourth house of domestic and mental happiness, good things will start to happen over the next few months. Saturn is now transiting in your own ascendant house since March, and it is with an exalted Venus this month. Great news. Rahu and Ketu are getting ready to transit to your 12th and 6th houses. Mercury will transit mostly in the second house and then to the third house for the last week of the month. This is an okay transit. Now, with all these positive and some difficult positions, Pisces can expect to have an average month of May, but the second half is certainly going to be a lot more positive than the first. The career for Pisces is ruled by Jupiter itself, and that is also your ascendant ruler. So most Pisces may start to experience a feeling of change, which means that they may be in a state of indecision regarding their career as well as business if they are business owners. However, it wouldn't be wise to make any changes this month while Jupiter is still in its transit mode, either with your job situation or with your business. It's also not advisable to make new investments or changes in your business in any way at this time. Some employed Pisces may actually start to experience better than average results in the second part of the month, or may even get additional responsibilities in the workplace. This is a good indication, and you should accept that with a good attitude. Now, both Jupiter and Saturn are going to aspect the career house for Pisces by the end of the month, so there can be good results eventually over the next few months. Speaking about financial prospects for May, Pisces can expect some modest benefits in accordance with your past hard work. Just try to be satisfied with your financial position this month, because Saturn rules your finance house and it gives its rewards at a slower basis rather than faster. So continue with your good work performance and your efforts will eventually pay off, although the short-term gains might not be as wonderful as you anticipated. A debilitated Mars will make it difficult to save your income this month though. When it comes to your health, due to Mars being in your 5th house, some Pisces may experience some stomach-related problems such as acidity or indigestion. Be watchful of your diet and food choices. The digestive issue could become worse by eating hot, spicy foods, so make sure you eat healthy. Drinking lots of water will help as well. The second half of the month is a lot better than the first. Some of you could even have some eye irritations due to the sun being in the 2nd house, but mostly it's an okay month as far as health is concerned. Nothing too much to worry about. Love relationships will cause some issues for you this month. Remember that pesky Mars debilitated in the 5th house of love and relationships and all good things. So also you can get into arguments and fights with your adult children this month. Debilitated Mars also brings you some frustrating moments in these relationships. So arguments can increase regarding a third person in your relationship. So you might have to give up your ego and lose the fight in case you want to maintain the peace in the relationship. In terms of your marital happiness, you can anticipate mediocre results this month in the first half of the month, but some very positive moments in the second half of the month. Now, but my guidance is don't act carelessly and don't take your spouse for granted. Remember, Saturn has an aspect on your marriage, so you do have to keep your marriage interesting, and definitely, like I said, don't take your spouse for granted. Relationships with extended family will tire you out this month because there's the possibility of small conflicts over very petty issues, small stuff. There could be situations or people may start saying things that can make things complicated for no real reason, except everybody's egos is going to get in the way. Now, the relationships that you really need to worry or nurture this month are those with siblings and friends, as well as with adult children. Overall, I'm going to say this is an interesting month for Pisces with lots of activity, which I'm sure Pisces will handle with absolutely no problem and have an enjoyable month.
That's it for this video. I hope you have enjoyed it and find it useful. See you on a future video. Goodbye for now.